say you can't go home again, but I just had to come back one last time. Ma'am, I know you don't know me from Adam, but these handprints on the front steps are mine. And up those stairs and in that little back bedroom is where I did my homework and I learned to play guitar. And I'll bet you didn't know, under that live oak, my favorite dog is buried in the yard. I thought if I could touch this place or feel it, this brokenness inside me might start healing. Out here it's like I'm someone else. I thought that maybe I could find myself. If I could just come in, I swear I'll leave. Won't take nothing but a memory from the house that built me. It's such a good song. Hi guys, welcome to Bella's Bargains. My name is Amy, and you've landed on Themed Thursday, and guess what the theme is today? House. From the house that built me. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's Thursday. It's Thursday, the weekend's almost here. Yay, yay, yay. I'm so excited about that. I hope you guys are all having a great day. So I only have 4 projects for you today. However, one of them is huge. All right, so welcome, welcome, welcome. If this is your first time here, will you please consider subscribing? Really trying to grow this channel. I'm so excited because it's growing at the speed of lightning right now. Not really, but it's growing. Super happy about that. And let's see what else. If you want to know anything about what we do on this channel, it's Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree and only Dollar Tree. You know why? Because at the Dollar Tree, everything is $1, people. $1. All right, so here's what I do every week. On Tuesdays, I do Totally Easy Tuesdays, which is crafting for the non-crafter. It means it's super easy crafting. Sometimes I throw ones that are a little more difficult in it, but there's so many crafts, there's plenty of easy ones. Then on Thursdays, I do Themed Thursdays. Today's theme is a house, so it's DIY crafts that have a theme. Foodie Friday, food reviews of Dollar Tree food. Fun, fun, fun. That might be the most fun one, I think. I don't know. I like Foodie Fridays. And on Saturdays, Shopping Saturdays, which are my Dollar Tree hauls, which are larger than any hauls you're going to find on this channel. I'm not kidding you. Ask everybody else that's watching right now. They know. They're huge hauls. Okay, so let's dive into what I did today because I'm super excited. It was fun. So I've had this craft like for a long time that I've been collecting stuff for. I'm not going to show it to you yet. It's going to be the last one. And it was kind of fun to actually just watch it all come alive as I did it. So I always like that. So since I had this one really large craft, I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to make it a theme because it's too hard to put on a Totally Easy Tuesday. So then I had to come up with other stuff that went with house or home. I guess you could say home. Which your house is your home. I hope. Ooh, it'd be awful if it wasn't. All right, so the first one I'm going to show you is super simple, but really beautiful. You know, I love to buy books from the Dollar Tree. They have an amazing, look at this mug, by the way. This mug is as big as my face. Wait, my face is a mug. I'm so confused. This is like, I think I put 18 ounces of coffee in here this morning. I could have put more. Well, we all know what this is, a Victoria's Secret thing, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I found it at a Goodwill, brand new, tag still on it for like $2. Yeah, but forget that. So this was a book at the Dollar Tree where I love to buy my books because they're so cheap. And sometimes I don't buy them for the context that's in the book. I buy them because of what the book looks like on the inside. That's what this is. So I removed a cover from a book. You guys know I love to do this. And look at this. It's so cute. The inside was such a beautiful piece of art with that drawing. And this is a sign that came off of, I don't know, some craft I did from the Dollar Tree. And this is that faux leather ribbon. Do you love it? This right here, I love this, you guys. This is a luggage tag, which I made this craft with it. No, not that one. Which one did I make with it? Anyway, it was a watermelon craft that I used a luggage tag. And I kept the the part that connects it to the suitcase. The tag, I mean, yeah, whatever. And I cut it up and put it on there, and it looks like it's a buckle for this to hold the book together. Anyway, this is so cute, so simple. What a great little piece to throw on a coffee table. You know what? Inside it's about wines. So I suppose there is context inside if you wanted to open it. Anyway, so this one is fairly easy, but when you deconstruct a book, the big thing is then what you do with the binding afterwards. So if this leather ribbon was just a little bit wider, I had to figure out, oh, I suppose I could have gone and gotten vinyl. Like I have vinyl pieces, but I don't have a burgundy. I wanted to use burgundy on this. Okay, I had to just shut up, Amy, move along. So that was project number 1. All right, so project number 2. I went really bright with 2 of the projects this week. I must have been feeling like in a really bright mood. So I want to point something out, you guys. I've got all these paints from Dollar Tree, the Prang. Actually, I think I found a color I didn't have. And so these are acrylics. They're ready to use tempera. They're a tempera paint, sorry. So when you use them on like the wood pieces, they have an effect like a whitewash. They just sort of soak in and you still see the grain of the wood, but you can continue to put coats on and get a good coverage. So I just wanted to point that out. These are a really good buy for $1. These bottles are really nice. This is my favorite color in this stuff though. I love this blue. Anyway, so just FYI that I did, those are the paints from the Dollar Tree. They also carried this one, the acrylology. Now this is an acrylic. And so also they're fine paints. I mean, for $1, you really can't buy it. You could sometimes find this size for like 88 cents at Walmart or something, but this is a really big size. And I don't really know the difference between tempera and acrylic. I don't know. All right, so this next project is very modern looking, I feel like, and very vibrant. Like I just went to town on colors on this, but I absolutely love it. And by the way, this is not available. I'm keeping this, so it's not available for you guys. Actually, I would let you guys have this one if somebody wanted it. This one is available. So this is one of those light boxes. I want you guys to take note that I colored it. So I used this acrylic, and I think I watered this down slightly just to give it a lighter on that green. But look at all the elements that we're throwing in here. It's so cute and so modern and so vibrant. I love, love, love this piece. I'm gonna turn off the light just so you can see it without that on. Off, 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 light. Look at that though. Don't you love it? So these are the arrows, which I use them like they're houses because they have just looks like a tall house. And putting this home sideways, I think is really cute, really, anyway, it was fun just putting all these different elements together. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This was part of a 3-pack. So basically $5 into this. I think it's really adorable. Sweet. I love that, actually. I love bright colors, in case you guys haven't noticed. Okay, but this one you're all going to fall in love with, and it's not available. I'm sorry. This one is not available. If I don't keep it myself, it is a gift for a very special friend. So, and right now, you guys, part of it, sometimes I say I'm keeping it because I'm still putting my house together and redecorating. And so sometimes I think something's going to go somewhere. So I'm holding on to it to put into that spot. But anyway, this is so incredibly beautiful. It came out better than I even imagined. And that's this birdhouses. See? Birdhouses in this bucket. By the way, I Mod Podged both sides of this bucket, but it was one of the ones that had that, it said floral flowers or something on it, I think. I can't remember now. You'll see in the video. And I love this. This is a napkin and this is tissue paper. Just Mod Podging the tree houses. And they almost camouflage into the arrangement, don't they? This is so beautiful. Look, we even got a little bird in there. So beautiful. I absolutely love this piece. And it came out exactly, I mean, really how I imagined. It's just beautiful. And there's only 3 picks in here. So there's only $3 worth of greenery. So we have 3, 4, 5, and 6. 7 with the bird. Now the other stuff, there's little things, obviously like twine and these little florals and whatnot. But assuming that that's part of, you have a craft stash, then you could make this for $6. Incredible, right? So the only thing I'm going to tell you guys, if you wanted to make something like this at home, whatever you put on the birdhouses, so it doesn't have to be, and by the way, you don't even have to put anything on the bucket. You could leave the bucket the way it is. It would be totally fine. But whatever you put on the birdhouses is going to determine the florals. So you'll notice the colors in this, And then I really pulled them down into here. And this one just had the greenery, so it was fine. It was gonna match. And that's why it looks so good. So you guys, just whatever you put on the birdhouse, it's really gonna determine what you put what the florals that you put on there. And just the dowels that I glued and then tied it on there. FYI, watch what I do with the pool noodles, because these two are on the same size dowel, but by putting pool noodles in there, I can control at what height the dowels go into. So that's a really good tip, really good crafting tip. The pool noodles, when you stick into the foam, are resistant, so you can get things to stand up higher. Anyway, love this piece. Love, love, love that piece. I know you guys are all gonna go, the birdhouses, that's so, thank you very much. I love it. Okay, the next thing I'm gonna show you, so a little bit of history. I have seen pictures, they have those like posters and it shows houses, you know, in a South American country, or even in San Francisco that has the row houses, and just pictures where there's just all these houses. I've always really been drawn to those for some reason. And so when I started doing my channel and started picking up stuff to do DIYs, I kept seeing houses like in everything, like in the arrows and just everything that had that sort of pitch to it. I'd be like, that looks like a house, that looks like a house, that looks like a house. And then they sell those little boxes that are like a house with the paper in the background. Now here's what I did, and I want you guys to understand this. I don't change things a ton. I don't. So in this piece, you'll notice that so many things are their original, and I've enhanced them just a little bit. So I love this piece, and it's not available. Number one, it would cost me an arm and a leg to mail to anybody because it's super heavy. But also, I've made this for myself, and I absolutely love it. I hope you guys love it too. This is the largest craft I've made on this channel. Wait, I see a glue string. Okay, ready? Here we go. Do you guys love this? I so love this. So it's like row houses, but look at all the elements in here. See, there's those homes, those boxes. I've used all the stickers that had the windows on them, and there were like bicycles in front of that sticker. I just did so, you guys probably can't hear me because I'm behind this, but I did so many things on this. There's a light box. Oh, I should have turned that on. Let me just turn that on quickly. Oh no. Oh no. Hold. Sorry, I hit it on the counter and had to re-glue the back house there. Okay, so anyway, there it is with the light box on. Just, I want you guys to pay attention to like the detail on this and all the little stickers that I used all over it. And these are those, you know, you'll see in the video. I had so much fun with this. I can't see what I'm doing. Ah. So I hope you guys are seeing it because I totally can't see what I'm doing. Anyway, I just think this is incredible. I absolutely love this piece. Like, this is a piece of art. Like, this is really a piece of art. But I'm going to say it to you again. I took elements that you buy at the Dollar Tree and just configured them together. These are those signs. If I flip this over, there's writing. Can you see it? There's writing on the bottom of those. But I didn't repaint them. I just used them. I used them as is. Almost everything on here is as is, but slightly enhanced. It was, I mean, it was not, look, there's even a church. Did you guys see the church in there? So it's not even, and all of those boxes, look, I kept the original paper that was in the background on these boxes, like these right here, right? These boxes, you can see that way. If I go that way, they're like the 3-dimensional. Anyway, you guys, give me a house right now if you just love this piece. Hopefully I get like a lot of houses. I want everybody to love that piece. It's so fun. I'm super proud of it. I love it. I'm going to sign it, the back of it, so when I go, my grandkids, you know, or kids or somebody. God, I hope somebody wants it. So I really consider that, I know, you know, it's crafting, but I consider that a piece of art because it's a substantial, large piece, and it took creativity to put it all together. So I love it. I'm so happy I finally got to do it because it is something that it's been in my head for probably 9 months, if not more. And I kept throwing things together. So when I do crafts, you guys, I think I've explained this before, I'll start a pile and be like, okay, this is for the houses, for the row houses that I want to do. And there's a bag, and I just start throwing stuff in there. And then when it's the day to put it together, I show you, next is a video where I show you everything on the counter. In the end, I didn't use all of that, and I added other elements in. Because once the creativity starts going, then things change. Like I don't have the popsicle sticks in there that I ended up using for roof lines. Because I was like, I want to add, and I knew when I was at a certain point, Nat needs something else on there. So the popsicle sticks were the perfect addition, and they come in those colors from the Dollar Tree. So anyway, that's how it works. It changes all the time. Like the book, you'll see in the video, this book, which I do another set of florals for, but they don't work. So then I'm like, yep, nope, that doesn't work. So then I go and got these, and this was just perfect. So as you're creating, don't ever be afraid to go off what you originally thought. I'm going to yell at my cat. Boji, why are you on the table? Hey, get off the table. Oh my gosh. Why do they do this when I'm filming? It's, you know why? They want to get they're like children. They want to get my attention. Did I tell you guys what the black cat did the other day? So it was a Saturday morning, and the black cat, the minute I get up Friday, he's like, it's like it's all over me. So he loves it. It's like when it's morning time, it's like, Mom, Dad, wake up. So the other day, the alarm, did I already tell you this story? I hope not. So the other day we were sleeping in, so the alarm didn't go off. So he knows it's wake up time normally. So he comes crawling on the bed, row, row, row. And we don't move. We don't get disturbed. We're like, Friday, just go away. We're not getting up yet. He walks over to my guy's phone and starts tapping it. Like, why aren't you making the noise you make every morning? That's pretty smart, huh? And I thought he was so dumb. But then I was talking about it. I was like, well, a toddler would figure that out. So apparently there's some brain in there somewhere in Friday. He starts, make that noise. Make that noise so they get up. I was dying. I'm like, oh, Friday. Now Boji's down here kissing my feet. Boji, you're so weird. All right, guys, enough about the cats. I hope you love those row houses. Like I said, let your own creativity take over when you're doing a project. Don't be stuck in a rut and think that you have to use whatever you've pulled out. You don't. Get it to visually what is appealing to you. I love my houses. I hope you guys love the houses too. I know you're all going to love this. This is probably one of the most beautiful pieces I've ever made. It's just aesthetically really gorgeous. Anyway, so, and wow, talk about contrast, right? From that, to this. Like, there's not, like, these are two completely different styles. Let's be honest. But that's Amy. I'll swing from, no, I don't swing, not a swinger. No, but I will just, art forms of all kinds, all different genres. All right, guys, enjoy the video. I hope you really do. Have a great day, great week, great life. I will see you back here tomorrow for Foodie Friday. Yay! And again, if it's your first time here, thank you so much for joining us. I really hope you enjoy the crafts. You guys, as always, from your singing crafty crafter, happy hunting at your local Dollar Tree. Enjoy. Okay, for this one, I have one of the light up boxes. I should make sure it works. Always make sure anything works before you mess with it. So light up box, this is my happy place. A couple of arrows, a home sign. This came off of, I did a craft with these framed, anyway, it doesn't matter. It came off of something else, I'm using that. And then this word that says home. So, I think I'm going to do some, like watered down, sort of whitewashing with some colors on these because I seem to be doing everything really colorful this week. So I'm not sure of the colors yet. I'm just going to start and see where I go. Let's start. So I just took the regular craft paint and added a little bit of water to it, and that's just to wash it down a little bit. I liked sort of seeing the wood grain peek through, and I didn't want a neon green, and it worked really well. I actually love how this came out, watering down that green just a little bit. And I painted the backside. I don't need to, but I did. The other thing I really loved is doing it monochromatic like this. Is it gives the whole piece some, it just looks complete. And this one I went for the orange, so I didn't water it down at all because the orange I know soaks into these super well. And I did paint both sides on this one too. I painted both sides on this whole project. I don't know why. I just felt like I should, I guess. And I was going super bright. So this home, I only paint the one side. And at first, I started painting it, and there was sort of this natural wood line that went through there. And I was going to capitalize on that and do it half dark and half light. I ended up just doing the whole thing a little bit darker because I felt like it almost couldn't read it when it was the half and half. And I loved this super dark contrast because I'm going to put it on that orange. And this one, I went with the pink. So just really bright colors on this. Like Easter colors. Again, painting both sides. Why? I don't know. But I did. And so if you flip it around, the other side looks great too. And then on the home sign, this has a base on it. And so I didn't want to paint the whole thing yellow. I definitely wanted to give it a contrast on the base. And because the light up sign says, "This is my happy place," I thought painting this home that's going to be in the front a bright yellow was good. And it took a little bit extra work to get it into the crevices of all the letters. And so I went back and tried to brighten it up just a little bit with a little bit extra paint on the front of it. And then the harder part was when I went to add the blue and keeping it off that yellow. I did a pretty good job. And then I did get a little paintbrush at one point. I'm probably wiping paint that I'm off camera here. Don't ask me why. And then I just got a little paintbrush and just tried to make sure that I finished up. I'm off camera, you guys. I'm so sorry. When I'm doing little tedious work like that, I tend to pull it into me. So there's that. And then I'm going to start putting it all together. It took a tumbling block just to hold that, "This is my happy place," and I pulled it forward. It's notched kind of forward in front of the other home place so that when I put the two other things on the back, I could line them up to the back, and there wouldn't be a gap between home and whatever it is, home and the happy place thing. So I pull that forward. I hope you can see that the happy place I pull forward so the backs are even with the home sign. And I used hot glue and some wood glue there. And I did paint the little brick the green, just so if you saw parts of it, you would still see green. Then I glued the home on. I think this is really cool, the home going up that. It's an arrow, I know, but the idea is for it to look like a house on here. And again, that contrast to the purple and the orange and just the vibrant colors on this, I just think are so cool. I really love this piece. So I put the pink house on, and I had a little sign that I showed when I started. In the end, I didn't feel like it was the right elements to go on this once everything was all painted. And so I glued the pink house on, and then I went and got another wood element, which is this sign that says smile. I'm painting the pink on the tower block back there, and then just dabbing in the blue so that didn't look sloppy back there. And then I paint the smile red. Now here's the thing, if you copy this project, the smile red on the pink, not super hot. It's too close. But at this point, I didn't know I was going to put the smile on there, and I probably would have switched and put red on the bottom of home and blue on the smile. Just FYI. But it still looks really great. I love how it came out. It's a cute project, and it's just super vibrant. It looks very modern, I think. And I love how it came out. I hope you guys like it too. Okay, so for this one, I have this book and the 7 Essential Wine Words, but I'm going to take it apart because this is so beautiful. I'm going to decorate this box with the home theme and some florals and some burgundy faux leather ribbon. So first I have to deconstruct it. So when you deconstruct these books, really the best thing to do is to sort of cut along the spine. And I'm going to do that using an X-Acto knife. And then let's decorate it. Let's go. So I took the X-Acto knife and I'm just slicing down to get it removed. And then I took some scissors and I trimmed it up, trying to get that just a little flatter, because it's the adhesive sort of binds to the book and it isn't flat. So I took my X-Acto knife and I was cutting some of that off just to trim it up a little bit. Then I grabbed the hand sander, and that helped actually to get some of that excess stuff off. It's really hard to see in this kind of what I'm doing, but I'm really just trying to clean that up because I've removed it from its cover. So one thing right here, you guys, I probably would do this differently. I'm going to put the piece of leather in the center first, and then it's just exactly the same width. So now I'm fighting with it to try and get it to here to both sides. What I should have done was put the two pieces down the side and then wrapped that over the middle. And I think that would have worked better, so learn from my mistakes. So I'm clamping it here to try and get it to dry around there. And a lot of clamps. And then after it dries for a little bit, this is the front side, so I was most concerned with that looking like it was laying flat. I pulled some florals together, and I liked the color of these. These are sort of very fall color, and the rose. But I pulled the rose out. I just thought the rose was too much. Even if I've tried, I'm trimming it and all that. I just thought the rose was too much, so I took it out. And now I'm just checking on the back side to see, and I have to add a little glue to that because it didn't quite lay on the back side. So I do that, clamp it again, and then go back to my florals. So I do these three. I don't remember what they're called. I just purchased these. I just had them in my haul last week, and I wind them, twine them all up with rope and go to all this trouble to get them to look perfect. And in the end, I don't use them. I didn't like the color, but you'll see that later on. And I twined them so perfectly, but I will save them and use them in another craft, definitely, probably in the fall. So I get all that winding done, seal it all off, and trim it up, and it's all covered with twine, and we're ready to go. And then I move on to leather, back to leather on the book. First, I'm going to put our sign down. So that I just thought that matched it so well. I think it looks really cute, like it's a title. So I'm measuring the leather to go around the book because I'm going to make it look like it has a buckled piece of, like a buckled strap on it. And what I'm using is just a little piece from a luggage tag. I think I made a watermelon craft last week or so using a luggage tag, and I removed the black part, and I've just cut it in half, and it was perfect for this. It looks like it's part of this strap. So I'm measuring, I got the one side, I cut it in half, got the one side, I used a little
what do you call them? Thumbtack. Now I'm measuring to get the other side on there. I'll take it apart. So the thumbtack, you'll notice the piece of wood I brought out there. I was like trying to push, the first time the thumbtack went through, totally fine. And then this time it won't. So I go get a hammer. I'm like, I'm not going to do this. There we go. And that was easy. And I just pushed the end of it down and stuck some hot glue just so it wouldn't fray anything. So now I'm putting the sides down on what I would call the binding of the book. Looks really good. I love this burgundy. This is the faux leather ribbon. I haven't used a ton of the burgundy, and I think it looks really spectacular on this project. So notice I am using tacky glue and hot glue, and the hot glue is to get it to sit right then. So here I take the cute little strap that I've made from the luggage take strap, which I think this looks so perfect. And I stick my flowers in, and I'm like, Oh, I have to fix the side there. Like, I just didn't like it. So I went and got something else. And I like this much better. The berries on this really carried the burgundy through, and it was a better burgundy. And then adding that third element of the greenery, I just think looked super sweet. And so I just did a cute little tie on this. I did not go all the way down on the branches. These branches tend to look more realistic on these pics. And cut it and stuffed it in there, and voila, we are done.
Okay, so I'm going to make a bucket. And I think I'm going to put this on the front of the bucket. And I'm going to Mod Podge up some birdhouses. I'm going to put some pool noodle in the bottom. And, of course, my plant liner stuff. I don't know which florals I'm going to put in there yet because I want to get the houses done first and see what the color scheme is. And then I'll add some florals in. So it's going to be a bucket with some florals and some birdhouses. So let's start this one.
So first I take this napkin, which has a birdhouse on it, and I loved the colors. It's very muted and sort of looks old and rusty like an old bucket would. And so I Mod Podge that on there just to cover up the words because, of course, I'm changing sort of what I'm using this for and going with the birdhouse theme on the whole thing. And I only used 1/4 of a napkin, so I still have a bunch of those napkins left. I guess I'll use them at a party. And then I take my first birdhouse, and again, this is a napkin, and it's two ply, so like I pull the second ply away and I start Mod Podging. And you know, it takes a little work to get it into all the crevices. You'll notice I am just overlaying. I'm not trying to keep this, you know, like one layer on every section. However, the next time I grab napkin, for some reason I forget to take off the 2-ply. So if you looked at this birdhouse really closely, the one section, I think, see, I just did it there. And the one section has a little more white on it because that just adds character because I forgot to remove the second ply of the napkin. But again, for this, notice I'm using one of those sponge brushes on this because pushing it in to all the crevices with a saturated brush was much easier. And I just finished it all off with the Mod Podge. I think it's really adorable. It gives it such a cute little look. And I had a couple of areas where I just ripped a square or two off to finish off what wasn't covered, and then left it to dry. I don't show on film there. I actually pushed through the hole on that birdhouse. Then I go to a different, this is tissue paper. This is not napkin. And actually the tissue paper works a little bit easier for putting it on there. However, it rips really easy. So, but again, I'm not trying just to put one layer on. I'm just really making sure I just get full coverage. And with these patterns that I chose to do these, you can have the overlay. It's fine. And it looks really cool in the end. And so I'm just taking pieces, again, with the tissue paper and trying to make sure that I've covered up all of the wood areas on my little birdhouse. And I don't know if I've used this tissue paper before. I really like this pattern. It is, both of these things are available right now. Those napkins and this tissue paper and the birdhouses, obviously, are at Dollar Tree right now. So this is a craft you really could do right now. The buckets are also there. And there I go, I'm poking it through. And putting one more piece of tissue paper on just to be safe, and then I let them dry. And it's time to move on to our dowels. So this is paint left over from a project. Actually, it's the next project you're going to see on this video. And I have these little cups, and I put a lid on it so I could use it. And I'm just sort of white washing them, and it's sort of a teal kind of color. So to attach the birdhouses, I use the natural lip of the birdhouse to tie them onto the dowel, and then I did put glue at the very top and bottom right there, and then tied them on. It worked absolutely perfect, you guys, absolutely perfect. And the element of the string wrapped around it, I wanted that in there anyway. As I put the pool noodles in, you'll notice I put one shorter than the other, and I do go back and add a third piece. What I was trying to do was to give some stability to the dowels when I put them in there. And I punched holes in, and I'm checking my height. But it wasn't high enough because I wanted height on my birdhouses. So I put a pool noodle in even taller, put a hole in it, put the birdhouse in, and held it in there to get it to dry, to hold, because the dowel is not actually all the way down in the bucket. Look at it falling forward. It's okay, it works in the end. So the dowel on that birdhouse is not all the way down in the bucket. I'm holding it in there in the pool noodle. Now this is where I tried to add the metal birdhouse. It didn't look right, so I didn't add it. And now I'm off camera here, and I'm so sorry, you guys, but when I'm doing a tall piece like this, it's harder. And I'm adding floral to the little birdhouse. So you can't see it, you'll see it when we're all done. And I think at some point I realized, oh my gosh, I'm probably off camera with this. And so I think I lay it down and work on the other one so that you can see it as I'm doing it. Sometimes it's really difficult when I'm in my creative mode to remember that I should be looking at the camera and are we seeing anything? There we go. See, I recognize. Then I pulled it down. By the way, I keep hitting the camera because I was wearing a baseball hat. I can't wear baseball hats while crafting. And I'm just adding florals. This could be whatever you want, you guys, on a floral like this. You just add in whatever you want. I put like little vine on the one, and I put this branch going up on that one. And this one I had some purple in it. This is just personal preference. I was just trying to give them a little greenery around there, just to pop them up a little bit. They were cute, just Mod Podge, decoupage. But adding this greenery just added so much to them. So I get it all in there. I just add all this stuff, hot gluing it on there. And then I move on to the florals in the bucket. So it came unglued there, so I go back and re-glue, do a little re-gluing. You know, you have to every now and again. And then I hot glue the second birdhouse in and move on to my florals. I love these like lime greenish florals. So notice I took them off of their stem, and that was so that I could punch them into the pool noodles at all different levels and heights. I wanted the ability to have the flowers at all different heights because I was going to add in other flowers as well. And so I'm just messing with getting them in there. First I put the one color in, and then I go to the second color. And so the reason I do that is for balance. So now I'm going to balance out the green ones with these sort of peachy florals. They're really pretty. And they pull in the colors that are especially on the top birdhouse. So I absolutely loved what it was doing. And after I got these two colors in, I thought I was done. I'm like, okay, I think it's done. And I looked at it, and then I was like, nope, I think I need to add white. And so I went back in and added some white florals. And this came out so stunning. Now what I forgot was that I had a bird. So again, I think I'm all done. I think I started on the next project and I went, oh my gosh, my bird. I never put the bird on it. So I go back in. I think I do it on camera, show you the bird, and then put the bird on my on the arrangement. And it took 3 full picks. There's the bird. See, we found the bird, and the bird's going on. I thought I was going to put him on a birdhouse. I ended up just putting him on the flower because the size of him is too large for the birdhouse. He looks great in the arrangement, and there it is. It's all done. Adorable.
All right, for this project, I have everything just sort of laid out here. This is all stuff that should be used in this pretty large project. So I just figured it was easier just to sort of film it and show you guys.
All right, so this is a huge project, and it's going to take a lot of crafting to get through it. What I have here is a graduation sign, and I am putting the tissue paper on it with Mod Podge just because there's a hole in the middle that I want to solidify. So I did that. Now I'm took this blue, added some water, and I am painting the entire light box, inside, outside, every crevice, all of it. And this blue is so incredibly beautiful, by the way, and I wipe it off. It almost gives it a denim look. And then I just start moving on to the different elements of this row of houses and just start painting them. So I did the same thing. I did some tissue paper Mod Podge on this to cover holes and whatnot. And I tried to use a piece of this banner. It did not work. So in the end, I tried. It didn't work. It was too thick. It's probably better it didn't. I kind of liked not having that stripe in the whole element. And now I'm taking that same blue and I'm just whitewashing, or whatever you want to call it, the edges and the sides of these. And you notice I left the inside paper on all of those as is. I'm just doing more painting, getting all these vibrant colors for this whole project, and there was a lot of painting, a lot of painting. Now we're going to a green, and these arrows, they look like rooftops, and that's exactly what I did with them. And I stopped Mod Podging for the holes with tissue paper because I was looking at where they were going to be, and I could figure out that the holes were going to get covered. I was trying to cut every corner I could because this project was so large. And so now I'm making sort of a teal, which is green and blue and yellow, FYI, because I didn't have that paint color, and I wanted to have that paint color on this one. And here's the church, which I used the good old-fashioned markers on. I decided not to give the church a vibrant color. I went with a more natural, color, and then I put tissue paper behind it for the windows to have something behind them. My cat will not be quiet. Sorry, guys. I don't even know what he's going on about. So these are those picture frames that are shaped like houses, and I added some different elements by putting paper in it. So you'll notice I didn't have enough of this paper, so I piecemealed that top on there. This one is contact paper. I put that into that one. And I don't know. Oh, now I'm painting the graduation one. So it worked. See, it covered that hole that was in the middle, which worked really, really well. And I'm taking that green and just painting the base of this tin little house. And now I'm starting to put them together. So you'll notice one in the front, one towards the back. And it's 2 steps. So I have 2 of these 2x4s, whatever they are, and I stair-stepped them. And that was because I wanted the row houses to not all be on the exact same level. And this was just a game of forwards, backwards. Notice they are not all lining up together, and just visually seeing where I wanted to put it. When I did this project, you guys, I did lay them all out on the floor and took a picture of sort of what I thought I wanted it to be. So I had it on my iPad as a reference as I was putting these all together. And in some places, I had to add tumbling blocks for some added stability, and like right there. And to have it stand out enough, I needed to add more yellow. I hadn't gone far enough down on the yellow with this one, and this one I added the red. It was already Mod Podge with tissue paper. And I'm just doing all of this as I go. So notice I glued that tail down on kickstand down, and I added a tumbling block so that I could get that to be where I wanted it. By the way, I am using wood glue and hot glue as I put these together. Hot glue to hold it immediately, wood glue for long term. It's just a lot of gluing. And then this piece was going on the back, that graduation piece, which I think is kind of funny if you looked at the back of it. Okay, so now I've pretty much got them in place and I'm going to start decorating. And these are Post-it notes. Doesn't it look like a picket fence? And then those are those stickers that were the houses. I just start taking everything apart and just start adding all these elements in to decorate it up. It was so much fun. Came out so cool. I absolutely loved obviously the end product. And this is just, one's imagination, right? Where do you want to put things and how do you want to use them and what do you want the look to be? And sometimes I went back and moved things. I cut a couple of the windows, I cut them apart so they would look different than, it was the same window, but I used it more than once. And just finding all these stickers that were appropriate for what I wanted. But this could be done anyway. And I didn't add any greenery, which is another thing that you could do, like add bushes and stuff like that. I opted not to because in the end I really liked how it was going. Okay, so I'm out of frame here, which is too bad. I think I come into frame though. I started adding popsicle sticks for roof lines, which really finished it off. I thought that was just a great way to finish off all of the roof lines on the houses. And these popsicle sticks come in these colors. You can buy the colorful pack at Dollar Tree. But if not, you could always paint them too. I just got lucky. They were, they were perfect. And then I go back in and I'm adding some more windows here. But see how I cut the top off that window? Because I'd already used the window once and I didn't want it to look like the same window. So I just changed it by removing some of the parts of it and adding something else on. And then I tried to make a window here. These are the puzzle pieces. It didn't look right, so I didn't do it. But I did put a round one in the top of one of the windows. One of the houses. And I think I added a round one somewhere else. I added a roof line to this one using the furniture markers on the tin house back there to define it. And in the end, I'm so happy with this project. I think it's so cute. It was so much work. It's a full day's work to get this all together. But it's just one of those just adorable, really whimsical. I like whimsical, obviously, and I like bright colors. And so that's what I did with my houses this week. I hope you guys really like this. I collected a lot of things to get this together, and it took me quite a long time, but in the end, I love how it looks. Oh, I even added some chimneys. I hope you guys love it. I do.